Welcome back, Just Math, y'all. We hope this video will be helpful to you. We're going to continue with our graphing. We're going to look at plotting points to graph of lines. Now, this is a foundational understanding, and we will learn shortcuts later. But to start with, we just need to make sure we understand plotting points by graphing. Okay, so you can graph any equation in two variables by plotting points, any of them, from the Math 98 to the calculus. You can plot points. You put a number in and get a number. Put a number in and get a number. Okay, you can do that. All right, and so you select the first number and you select whatever number is easy, whatever you like, your favorite number, and then you use algebra to calculate the second number. Okay, so now when we're doing our homework, the computer is only going to want 2 points. The third point would be a checkpoint. Okay, this is the long way to graph, and you will learn shortcuts later. So just remember that. This is the long way to graph, and you'll learn shortcuts later. Okay, so for this first problem, it's got a fraction in it. So there's a couple of things that I want to just kind of give you a heads up about. Now, you can plug in any number you want, but when you're dealing with a fraction, you might want to pick certain numbers that make it easy. For instance, when I'm plugging in a fraction, okay, I might plug in a number for x, and normally we like to plug in for x and solve for y. That's just going to be our normal. It doesn't have to be that way, but it is. So we could plug in a 0 for x, and that would be really easy for a fraction. Okay, and we also could plug in a number that we can work with. So since our denominator is 2, I can plug in a number that 2 goes into, because remember, fractions are division. And so when you divide a number by 2, you want to get something nice. So you could plug in a number like, you could plug in 2, or you could plug in 4, or you could plug in 6. Any of those nice, easy numbers would be great to plug in. You could plug in a -2. Of course, negatives make things harder, so why don't I just plug in 2? But any of those numbers are going to work well with your fraction, and you pick them, okay? You pick them, and then you will do the work. All right, so quickly, I'll just do these. So if I plug a 0 in for the x, then I'm going to have y equals 3 over 2 times 0 plus 2. That's going to be y equals 0 plus 2. Well, that means y is equal to 2. So 0, 2 is a point on my graph. There it is. Okay, so now the next one, I'm plugging in 2. All right, so I'm going to do y equals 3 over 2 times 2 plus 2. So now the 2's cancel. That's why I did it. And I have 3. And 3 plus 2 is 5. So the point 2, which is 2 on the x, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and so then I can draw these, connect the dots, and there's my line. Okay, now, again, remember, you don't need your little humps, but they're there. All right, let's do another one. Okay, so now this next one, y is equal to -3x. Again, I get to pick the numbers. I can plug a 0 in for x and figure out the y. And then I can plug in another number for x. And since I don't have fractions this time, it doesn't matter. I can plug in any number I want to. So let's do 1. Okay, so if I put a 0 for x, y is equal to -3 times 0. And that's going to give me, well, that gives me 0. So y is equal to 0. So I have that point 0, 0. So there it is. And then if I plug in 1, I have y is equal to negative 3 times 1. So y is negative 3. So I have the point 1 on the x and the negative 3 on the y. So there's that point. And I can connect those 2 points, and those are my lines. And again, I don't need my humps. I'm going to erase my little humps. There we go. Okay, so now these next two are a little bit harder. All right, and so we're going to work on those. Again, stop the video and try them yourself if you want to. Otherwise, here we go. All right, so again, I like plugging in 0 for x. So I'm going to do that one. And I can plug in anything else I want to. Doesn't matter. So I'll do that one first. And then for the second one, let's see. I might plug in, oh, my favorite number is 3. So we'll plug in 3. Why is that my favorite number? I won't tell you. Maybe you'll know. Okay, so we're going to plug in 0 for x. So that's 3 times 0 minus 2y equal 8. So that's 0 minus 2y equal 8. So that's just minus 2y equal 8. All right, so now I'm going to solve. Divide both sides by the negative 2. And I get negative 4. So 0, negative 4 is right here. 0 on the x, and then down 4. So that's 0, negative 4. Okay, so now I'll do the next one. Plug in the 3. Plug in the 3 for the x. So that has 3 times 3 minus 2y equal 8. So that's 9 minus 2y equal 8. Ooh, I have to do a little more solving. Okay, so I'm going to solve. Now I'm solving. I'm changing colors because I'm solving. So I'm going to subtract 9 on both sides because I'm solving now. And now to divide both sides by negative 2. And I get y is a negative divided by negative is a positive, a 1/2. I get y is 1/2. Now, I don't like fractions. I might be able to use this point. I might not. I'm going to graph it. That's 3 on the x and then 1/2. So it's right there. But I might not be able to use that one. And that's okay. I only need 2 points and I can do one more. Let's try another one. Let's do a third point here for this one. All right, I did those 2. Let's do one more. I'm going to get it out to getting in that other point. All right, so pick another number for x. Let's pick 4. Okay, all right, and so if I plug in 4 for x, so that's 3 times 4 minus 2y equal 8. It's 12 minus 2y equal 8. Okay, so now I'm going to solve. Subtract 12 on both sides. And 8 minus 12 is negative 4. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. And I get a negative divided by negative is a positive. So I get positive 2. So 4 positive 2. There's my number. Okay. And so there's my line right there. All right. Next, we have 2y equals 2/3 x minus 4. Plus 4, excuse me. All right, again, I'm going to pick my numbers. I'm going to pick 0 for x, again, because 0 works well with that fraction. And again, I need a number that's going to work well with that fraction. So I think I'm going to pick 3. All right, we've talked about the fact that when you multiply by the denominator itself, it cancels out. And so I'm going to put 0 and I'm going to do 3. Right, so these are both x's. So I'm going to do the z for this one first. So 2y equals 2/3 times 0 plus 4. So that gives me 2y is equal to 0 plus 4, or just 2y equal 4. Now I'm going to go to solve mode, change to solve mode. To solve this for y, I need to divide both sides by 2. I get y is 2. So 0, 2. Oh, I already have that one colored in. There it is, colored in again. Now I'm going to plug in for 3. Plug in 3 for the x. So 2y is equal to 2/3 times 3 plus 4. Okay, now remember the reason why we chose 3. It's going to cancel out or divide out, and I'm just left with 2 plus 4. And 2 plus 4 is 6. And now I'll solve. Divide both sides by 2, and y is 3. So I have the point 3, 3, which is here, and here is that other line. Okay. So there you go, several different examples of you putting in a number, getting a number, right? Using your solving skills. Now, there are shortcuts that we will learn later, so be ready. You will learn some shortcuts, okay? And that's it for these videos for 3.1 and 3.2. Practice, practice, practice. But just remember, it's just math, y'all. It's not that bad. You can do it.